also Chair Council of Presidents for Intelligence Council of Uganda. It is your God-given opportunity to go and elect your leaders. Some people are wondering whether this is just a constitutional right. Not only that, it's a biblical mandate from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 18. The Bible says, casting a vote settle disputes. So casting a vote is biblical and it's God-given. Now I want to call upon all Ugandans. In the morning, wake up, go and vote, because it is your God-given mandate. But also I want to invite that people, everybody, we keep the peace, because peace is very, very important. We belong to different parties, but we are Ugandans. We should remember that voting or elections is just an event. It's a seasonal thing for this particular time. And once it's done, we put leaders in place, and then life must continue. No reason of hating, no reason of promoting hatred or even fighting. And I want to call upon the security agencies, please do your job of protecting the people, so that after the end of it all, we'll come back as Ugandans.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
I'm Superintendent of Police, Bagan's Patience, the DPC Dokoro. We are in for the election period, and my role as police is to provide security. However, if we are to have a peaceful election, it is a two-way traffic. The Wananchi also have a role to play in this. The catchword in this is to have an election period where everyone is to participate freely without any fear. Our commitment as police, we are going to prepare and prepare and prepare. And then we shall give a leveled ground for all of you to participate in this election. We call upon all Ugandans to keep peace during this election period.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
Young leaders coming through to the 12th Parliament as MP elects. How do we tally that against the expectations of the 12th Parliament with the influence of the young people? Because the Greens complain that they don't have a seat.
Let's talk peace.
My name is Colonel Banison Desderius Mande. I'm the Director Research and Analysis, National Counterterrorism Center. As we go into this electoral season, we all need to work as whole government, whole society, for people to talk peace and maintain peace before, during, and after elections. Uganda is for all of us. We need it secure. We need these elections free of violence.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
That's what it takes, or what it passes, favor you as a young person, certainly not. You have all these young people in parliament, they probably belong to the NRM.
Let's talk peace.
As we go into the final lap of the electoral campaigns and into polling, we are calling upon all the people of Uganda to conduct themselves peacefully. First of all, the candidates, we call upon you to use suitable language that shows respect and tolerance, and language that promotes peace and unity, because we are all Ugandans and elections should not divide us. So we call for language that is respectful of people's cultures, people's views, and is tolerant, because we all have different views, but we all want to have a very, very united country, Uganda, and a progressive one at that. So we are calling upon you to conduct yourself peacefully as we go into the final days of the campaigns, and on polling day, to respect the views of others and to accept the results of the elections, and know that after the elections, there will still be a Uganda, and we need each other as citizens of Uganda. I wish you a peaceful electoral process and they call upon you to be peaceful. Peace-loving Ugandans. God bless you.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
We have so many first timers that have actually kind of performed better than people have been there for years. But also,
What makes the Satroflex a unique product is because it has an extended surface of footrests, and this is where the user steps. Here are stepping pads, and above all, the Satroflex has a narrowed base, which makes it fit perfectly well with standard pit holes, which reduces the amount of hacking that you need to do on the floor when installing.
Delegated duty, and we do it on behalf of the citizens of this country. That one we shall never forget. The only thing that we shall continue to remember is that we shall put all our efforts towards the achievement of what is delegated to us to do. We expect all the cooperation from the public against wrongdoing, but also we expect a lot of support when we are operating within their environments to ensure we protect them. Like our patrol teams, we expect them to be received with grace and support, so that really they can also keep getting energized to do what they are doing on behalf of the Ugandans.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace. Let's talk peace.
I am the Most Reverend Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugaru, the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, but also Chair Council of Presidents for Intelligence Council of Uganda. It is your God-given opportunity to go and elect your leaders. Some people are wondering whether this is just a constitutional right. Not only that, it's a biblical mandate from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 18. The Bible says, casting a vote settle disputes. So casting a vote is biblical and it's God-given. Now I want to call upon all Ugandans. In the morning, wake up, go and vote, because it is your God-given mandate. But also I want to invite that people, everybody, we keep the peace, because peace is very, very important. We belong to different parties, but we are Ugandans. We should remember that voting or elections is just an event. It's a seasonal thing for this particular time. And once it's done, we put leaders in place, and then life must continue. No reason of hating, no reason of promoting hatred or even fighting. And I want to call upon the security agencies, please do your job of protecting the people, so that after the end of it all, we'll come back as Ugandans.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
the UPC has also had its constitutional
I'm Superintendent of Police, Bagan's Patience, the DPC Dokoro. We are in for the election period, and my role as police is to provide security. However, if we are to have a peaceful election, it is a two-way traffic. The Wananchi also have a role to play in this. The catchword in this is to have an election period where everyone is to participate freely without any fear. Our commitment as police, we are going to prepare and prepare and prepare. And then we shall give a leveled ground for all of you to participate in this election. We call upon all Ugandans to keep peace during this election period.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
My name is Colonel Banison Desderius Mande. I'm the Director Research and Analysis, National Counterterrorism Center. As we go into this electoral season, we all need to work as whole government, whole society, for people to talk peace and maintain peace before, during, and after elections. Uganda is for all of us. We need it secure. We need these elections free of violence.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
Continuous coverage of the election day here at the Tally Center, National Tally Center in Reza continues, and we're having sit-downs and we're having conversations. We want to understand from different political parties.
Let's talk peace.
As we go into the final lap of the electoral campaigns and into polling, we are calling upon all the people of Uganda to conduct themselves peacefully. First of all, the candidates, we call upon you to use suitable language that shows respect and tolerance, and language that promotes peace and unity, because we are all Ugandans and elections should not divide us. So we call for language that is respectful of people's cultures, people's views, and is tolerant, because we all have different views, but we all want to have a very, very united country, Uganda, and a progressive one at that. So we are calling upon you to conduct yourself peacefully as we go into the final days of the campaigns, and on polling day, to respect the views of others and to accept the results of the elections, and know that after the elections, there will still be a Uganda, and we need each other as citizens of Uganda. I wish you a peaceful electoral process, and I call upon you to be peaceful. Peace-loving Ugandans. God bless you.
Tuongeye, let's talk peace.
Because it's not a matter of coming here at the Tally Center and you say that candidate A has 10,000 votes from 100 polling stations. No, we expected that since it is a Tally Center, with the results, because Electoral Commission is supposed to myself to yesterday's poll, which is the polling day. Verify each ballot issued, and that will be read at the time
Yes, good morning, viewer from wherever you are following us. This UBC this morning of 2026 on the 17th day of the year of our Lord. And we are here to extend this special broadcast of UBC bring to you results from the elections covering the president and the parliamentary elections. Of course, this now rolls out the general elections on this country for 2026. We shall have the president, parliament, the mayors and the chairpersons of the districts down to the grassroots as we continue with the elections of most of the administrative units in this country. In the studio today, again, like yesterday, for those who are here with us in the morning of the deep, we started from the deep like we have started today until the morning. Some of you went to bed but left us here until the mornings when we closed our day. So today will be the same case. And with me in the studio again is Ndugu Dean Kibirige. Now, Dean is a member of staff at UBC here, and for those who don't know Dean is the moving library of this place. You want something about Amin, he will have it. If you are talking about Kabaka, he will get it. And if you are talking about anything historical in this place, as long as it is there, you will find it with him. So, Dr. Dean, welcome to the program.
Thank you, James.
Yes. And again, we have the big brother, Big Sam. Big Sam is, for those who have been watching UBC for quite some time like me, would remember the Soul Touch. And from Soul Touch transitioned now into Gospel Heights, which many Ugandans definitely over the weekends enjoy. And he's also the LOC, the only LOC from Kajansi, the man from Kajansi, and the chairman of and of course, it's a doctor, yes. Dr. Sam. What about the doctor? What doctorate we're talking about?
I received. Good morning, viewers. I received a doctorate in community development and media enhancement.
Nani Kajansi is in the right hands?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
So welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
So viewers and gentlemen, yesterday we were looking at a number of things here as the results were coming in. We had the staff of UBC who are corresponding with us from all the parts of this country. Now, we shall get to that if there are any updates that we shall make. But before anything else, let's now get the update from the Electoral Commission, and that will roll us our program in the deep of the night.
Thank you, and good evening, our distinguished guests who are here, and the fellow Ugandans who are watching us on the various TV channels. We are here once again to update you on the current status regarding the provisional results of the presidential elections that took place yesterday. Now, this session is the fifth we are making since yesterday in releasing the provisional results. Registered voters remain 21,649,067. The total number of polling stations, 50,739. Total number of polling stations from which the results have been received so far are 41,177, constituting 81.15% of the total polling stations. The performance per candidate so far is as follows. Bulira Frank Kabinga, 39,488 votes, representing 0.42 of the valid votes cast for the candidates. Kasivante Robert, 28,080, representing 0.30 of valid votes cast. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, 2,105,921, representing 22.66% of the valid votes cast. Mafabi Joseph, 18,847, representing 0.20% of the valid votes cast. Mugisha Gregory Muntoyera, 49,259 votes, representing 0.53% of the valid votes cast for the candidates. Munyagwa Mubarak Serunga, 25,480 votes, representing 0.27% of the valid votes cast. Nandala Mafabi James Nathan, 175,331, representing 1.89% of the valid votes cast. Yoweri to Kaguta Museveni, 6,851,406, representing 73.72% of the valid votes cast. Total number of valid votes for all candidates, 9,293,812. Invalid votes, 230,897, representing 2.42% of the total votes cast. Total votes altogether, 9,524,709, which is 44.00% of the registered voters. Spoiled votes, 32,760. So that is the position as of now. The next release or update will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. However, we are going again to screen the details of the summary of what I have been reading to you on our screen, so that the members can internalize where we are deriving these summaries or these figures from.
And one thing about derivative, yeah, when you just know what you're doing, all right, trust me, you're good to go, all right? Less manipulation, simple and straightforward. Apparently, I think we have like few female traders, like in where I'm coming from in Nigeria, to be specific, right? So I want them to see this as a motivation, to see this and understand that it's very, very, very possible with derivative, to be specific.
Out of yesterday's elections, we shall continue to update you until we reach the final tally, which should be tomorrow before 5 o'clock. I thank you. I wish you a blessed night. See you tomorrow, God willing.
You don't have to worry because we're already in it tomorrow. So, and time will be updating. So, gentlemen, you have seen what the chairman is putting across. That by yesterday when we left, there were a few that the results that had come in, but now you realize that as we speak, I think we have results coming all the way up to 80%
yes.
Of the total polling of the results that have come in from over 8 polling stations, which means that we are left maybe with roughly about 20 polling centers that will now bring us up to 100%. And the numbers as they appear, we see that unlike from last year, that the president now population of voters, the vote has gone up from 6 million, roughly 6 million to 7 million. And of course, other candidates, and as we shall see. And the voter turnout, surprisingly, is less than last year, last 2021.
That's right.
I thought this time, I think with enthusiasm, we had more people turning out for the election. I'm surprised that given we're now talking about statistics anyway, that the turnout is lower as compared to, no, I think it's not low. Because, let me see. Okay, we'll look at the details. We'll look at the details and see. But I think it's lower. And we saw that the president last time got about 58 point.
That was in 2021.
Of course, we're referring to last year, the last election. So the numbers are shifting a bit upwards, and which in that direction. And of course, we see also now the main challenger somehow reducing into the numbers, and they may maybe not catch up as last time. What could be? Let's look at the dynamics. Beginning with the drop in the numbers of voters. I mean, of the turnout.
Thank you very much, James, and the viewers out there. Good morning to all Ugandans watching us here at Broadcast House. I am not so sure because you see, percentages can be deceptive.
Yeah.
Because I just need to see the figures, not the percentages. Why? Between 2021 and now, the population has increased.
That's right.
So the decrease in percentages may not necessarily mean that the numbers have decreased.
Yeah, the percentages
depending
can be
on what percentages are where the percentages are being derived. So we need to see the numbers and then do the right comparison and justification. Because as we talk now, the person leading has already surpassed the numbers, the total numbers of votes that were garnered in the previous elections. So that in itself shows that the total number of registered voters may have been, the numbers may have been more than the previous election.
Which is the case, yeah, because from the update.
So that one may be one of the points why probably it's just the percentage issue. But what about the votes? So we need to look
the numbers,
into
the exact numbers.
Into the real figures. Actually, 2021, we had 18 million
voters.
103,000 1,603 registered voters who came out and casted their vote. You know, and you have the ratings for this year, but that is way back. And I agree with you. If we start basing on percentage, you realize that if last time we had 3 candidates or 4 candidates on presidential whatever, those votes, if you to take percentages, if today we have more than about 8 candidates, the percentage will be far.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it will differ. So we need to get to proper figures. But I think yesterday we tried to talk about it. One of the reasons why I think we should actually acknowledge that today we have more voters that have come onto play.
Than before.
You know, than before. We have more voters. We have a lot of youth that have gotten interested into going to the vote.
They are making their debut.
Yes. and I saw one at the polling station where I was. I mean, literally taking a selfie that voted for the first time.
Yeah, because actually, again, talk of the statistics that this time, 2026, we have more first-time voters than we did in 2021.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
True.
But also, we have a lot of people that have boycotted voting this time around.
Yeah.
And these are the adult classes, depending on what has been happening around, and the voices that have been, you know, flooding the internet and stuff like that. I know about 3 families that returned back to the villages and said, hey. And they were supposed to vote on the Tebe Road, but they went far. Mitiana, some went back to Gulu.
Yeah. There's also that influx of people moving from wherever they were voting from, especially in town. It's not only in Kampala, but even other towns. Now, when a family realized they were going to have a longer weekend,
let's go
to the village.
yeah.
But also, there is also the other thing which I saw normally at the parliamentary level, that some people were sitting by either a joint or somewhere or by the veranda somewhere, waiting for the facilitation, so it is called, waiting for the facilitation so before they can go to vote. And if that facilitation never came by, then they didn't vote.
Did not vote.
So there's also that group of those people, especially at the parliamentary, because you promise them you are going to give them a facilitation before they go to vote. That could also curtail a few people from going to vote. Okay. Now, when we were looking at the statistics, yes, they were not looking at statistics, we were just looking at the reality of
what transpired.
What transpired. And we saw that the number of surprises that were coming in. And I think at some point we shall look at those surprises where you expected someone to lose and won, or where you expected someone to win and they lost. But in the meantime, I think let's check with the statistics on the board and see what we have so far, the results that have come in, and how members, the candidates are scoring. We'll be looking at that shortly. But Dean, after here, what have you heard from the voters who voted yesterday, as we left this yesterday?
Some of the reactions from the voters was they were talking about the calmness exhibited by the voters on the voting day, and also but they were also complaining about the voting machine, the biometric systems, because that, of course, one rendered most of the polling stations useless at the early hours voting, and people had to wait up to 11 a.m., others midday, to exercise their right to vote. So those were some of the talking points. But also some were wondering that what had been talked about, the anticipation of how things would run, none of that actually transpired. Some people, like Dr. Big Sam has told us, some people thought it was going to be chaotic. And all that didn't happen. Why? Because of the security around. The patrols, the security protocols, and of course that put everything in control. So those are some of the reactions that I had. And some were also wondering, like we wondered here, why are our candidates receiving zeros in some areas? Of course, that is an issue of which we had discussed about, most especially the young ones, because, like we said, some are just making their debut in voting. So they are wondering, and of course, some had been promised heaven on earth, that we are going to win this, and it's okay, because in a competition, you really have to encourage everyone that we are actually winning. But what is the reality on the ground? Do you have a polling agent in all those areas, at all these polling stations, which are more than 50,000? So those were some of the reactions, and I know, most especially the young ones, they've been briefed by the old guards who have done this not once, not twice, but so many times.
Yeah, but also some deploying 570,000 polling stations, an agent to a candidate, is not an easy task.
It is not. It is not. It requires someone to have money.
Yeah.
You must have resources. These agents that we take there, they must feed. They must be transported, and they must be paid. Because at the back of their mind, they know that, no, hey, I am just working for you because you are going to get a fat, big cake where you're going. So there is no saying, Moyogo Gwanga, we're just dying for you. So no, they're working for this because of the picture that has been painted by people that are going to parliament.
But also look at the numbers. If you're a presidential candidate, you have to have agents all over the country.
That's right.
And so if there are more than 50,000 polling stations, that means at the minimum should be 50,000 agents.
And
that is Nambole full to capacity.
Yes. And with the 50 so agents, you 50,000.
Yes.
So agents, and you are going to pay them lunch and maybe transport. Now, if you are the type we talked about yesterday of the worth of 20 million.
If you're paying them 10,000 and they're 50, that is already 50 million Uganda
That's
shillings.
already, and trust me, it can't be 10.
And that's very little.
Trust me, it can't be 10.
So soon we shall be having the results of people who have been declared, and we shall see the surprises. the results, especially at the parliamentary level. In the meantime, let's look at the statistics and see how the voting has been recorded, especially from the commission, the results that have been declared of the presidential candidates on the board here, to see how we are performing. Now, on this one, we already have a national summary of the polling stations summarized, and from what has been received is that 81% of the results, national results, have been received by the Electoral Commission now. And from the 81% of the total vote that has been received, we have a total of 50. This station is reported as per 10 p.m. Today. That was on the 16th. This was yesterday, because we have crossed the threshold into another day. The results of 26 by the Electoral Commission declaration. This is what we have here, and like we said, that the current voter turnout is 49%, and from the 43.9%, and from the 43.9%, we have the total number of votes cast, which is about 9.5 million, and that is a big number as compared to what we saw last time, and this is already based on the registered voters that we have in the voters roll in this country. And from this, therefore, we have President Museveni, the now candidate of the NRM, scoring 73 so far. The results that have been announced by the Electoral Commission coming to 73.72% now. And we have the main challenger, that is the NUP candidate.
You may be wondering, how does someone accept Jesus? For Christians, accepting Jesus means choosing to believe he is the Son of God who died and rose again. It begins with faith and then prayer, talking honestly to God, admitting your need for forgiveness, and asking Jesus to lead your life. It's not about joining a religion, but about starting a personal relationship with him. Anyone from any background can call on Jesus. A simple prayer could be, Jesus, I believe in you. Forgive me and lead me. I want to follow you. Accepting him begins a new life filled with his love and peace. To further understand this decision, we recommend watching our video, The Bible in Less Than 4 Minutes. The link is in this video description. If you've made the decision to follow Jesus, we encourage you to begin reading the Bible and joining a Christian Bible-based church. We would also love to hear about your decision. Like and comment below.
Mafabi, he comes up at the top with 0.42%. And because I've never even seen his poster, I've not even seen him campaign. But I'm surprised that he is able to garner all those votes. So we have seen that from this, we will look at the numbers, like Dean was saying, that finally when you look at the numbers down here, you realize that the numbers are a bit going up or going down when you compare with what was done or what was garnered in 2021. And this is now, as things stand, from the over 80% of the total vote counted, we have NRM with 73.7 and with NUP of the 22.72. But you realize there are others who shared the rest of the votes there. But now here we see that NRM is leading from the polling stations that have been brought in. Now this shows that the number of issues that, like we were saying, when we were looking at the statistics, when you look at this, that the turnout, the other 2021,
the previous one.
The turnout was 59.3. This time, the turnout is 50.
43.9.
40, let me get back to that so that I give the right figures. It's 43.9. But then you realize that the votes have gone up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that the President Museveni last time got about 6 million point 2 something 3 something. This time it has come to about 7 million. So that is the irony of the statistics. Although the voter turnout seemed to be varying from 59 to 43, but the numbers have gone up. But also you realize that this time it was the time when we were in COVID, when we were having the last election. Now, from COVID, still the numbers, you realize they were higher than now. But the statistics are showing us another good story. So when you look at the actual numbers of who has garnered how much and how many of the votes, when you look at the numbers, let's see. Do we have the numbers down here? We have the summaries here of the total votes. Yeah, but I think we have the numbers. We'll get to the numbers later after we get the results that are coming in from the other stations that were being updated, from the northern, the eastern, and the western, and the central of Uganda. But like I was saying, this man surprised me, because when you look at the statistics, he gets 0.42, and when you look at Muntu, gets 0.53. And Muntu is doing this the second time, as compared to Nandala, who is getting about 2% of the vote. Now, this means that, and the irony is that these two guys belonged to FDC. So, if maybe they were in one political party, they could have made a bigger impact. But you know, voter preferences also. You could be in the same party, but we have who we believe in and who we don't believe in. So for now, this is the statistic that we have to do with what is happening from this country and from the polling stations. And like we were saying, so far we have over 80% of the total vote that has been cast. And if the other 20, which is left, makes any difference, we expect that it could be maybe a shift in a single dict, not a double dict number to this result. So the Electoral Commission, of course, said they will be giving us the update on the final maybe result, especially on the presidential elections. And we expect that if there's going to be a shift, a single dict number, close to that, but not a lot. So what we have is equally gives us something to believe that this could be giving us at least something to think of what might come out, or the end result of this election of 2026. So let's get, I think someone is online to get us an update from Lira. Okay. So gentlemen, when we look at what is on the screen here, I can see, of course, now the numbers are seen. What were your expectations and what are your conclusions in this?
One of the
because one of the things I've seen that some presidential candidates are even getting votes the MPs in their constituencies are getting.
Yes. It's a very difficult situation at this particular moment because, like you asked first, how was it where you guys went? Today, I managed to go to play soccer with the Tough Stars. And once I arrived there, the first question, Big Sam, is it true? The results you guys read, is it true? I mean, you can check on people's faces that whatever that it is not. So someone wants a clear definition. This is not what we were expecting. But again, I asked them, did you check in all the districts? Or did you only concentrate on Kampala? You know, and the fact that most of the social medias and a lot of vibe is happening in Kampala, everybody thinks that results in Kampala should reflect the results elsewhere, which is not the case. And I had a very difficult time to explain to these particular people, and they have, how comes the margin is too big? Well, if someone has not done their job, for us here, we just analyze issues the way they are. Yeah, we talk about figures the way they bring them to us. But I think what President Museveni is doing better than all the other people is concentrating all the other districts and all the other spaces that even when Kampala and Wachiso and the central districts are right on vibe, he will concentrate on other places and we'll see the margins go up. And because we always in the central, we will not know what happens there.
Elsewhere in the country.
And when those results come, then that's something to you really ponder about and ask questions.
James, why we have contrasting probably results as compared to the last edition of elections, there were several factors. One, like you've mentioned, we had COVID. The president, in most cases, and coming from a security background, was cautious during the whole process and campaign. And I remember very well, he didn't do intense campaigns in the central. Yeah.
He actually
didn't.
He just didn't.
Exactly. Across the country, not only central.
Yes. So that, in a way, affected the votes garnered during the 2021 elections. Fast forward to the present. The president has been thorough in campaigning. But campaigning, like Dr. Big Sam will tell you because he has been there, to win elections, you need a thorough strategy.
Yes.
And here the key word was protecting the gains. What were the gains anyway? And that in itself was an issue of accountability. We have a slogan, Mpankuwe. And of course, that was ringing the bell that at a certain point, if you've been following candidate Museveni campaigns over the years, it has been about working for the people, giving back to the people, and that he has delivered. But the most important thing, because now I'm coming to strategy, let us remind the people of what we've achieved, because human beings are so forgetful. And two, someone can come and rubbish what you've done.
Sure.
Yeah, you see? But the strategy was good. Protect the gains, because the gains are worth protecting. No wonder if you look at the carrying of how the leading party has scored in the various regions, the whole map of Uganda is yellow, aside from the central. But also, the red in the central is mild red. And there is a reason as to why the results are turning out to be the way they are now. But also, there was a change of guards in who is...
Yeah, you can now look at, because when you are looking at the screen now, we are looking at members of parliament who have been declared from the polling stations and the tally centers. You can see those that are on screen that have already been declared. We can see one from Kazo, we can see Evelyn Ninsima has also been declared, and Bruce Balaba has also been from Rwanda West, and Evelyn Ninsima is from Rwanda too. So the number of members who have been declared, I think more will be coming in. Wow. Ninsa Kabanda for Kampala.
That is a blow. That is a blow.
Because you are talking about some of the diminishing color, I mean the red, some parts of Central will also see that NRM has regained some positions. You can see Lydia Wanyoto for Mbale City has also been declared, and Kakuto is Ismail Lubega has also been declared as a winner for that constituency. So you see that as the results come in, you can look at Frank Tumwebaze also has been declared.
For the first time, somebody.
Amelia is back.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah, Zambali was struggling, but finally he made it to the finish line. So you can see NRM is gaining.
That's right.
In some parts of Central, although of course what was termed as the red wave somehow stopped. The tsunami has been stopped at some point.
Yeah, the results we are receiving, of course, indicate a lot. There are evidence that many things have changed, and like you have alluded, the wave dictated the way people voted the previous elections. I was saying there was a change of guards in who the new opposition party was to compete with the ruling party. We had been acclimatized to seeing FDC being a running mate to NRM. The previous elections, NUP was ushered in. And normally, people want to give a chance to the new party as they expect to see changes here and there. But this time round, things changed. Some people went for the individual merit. It was not the business of taking the umbrella. Don't mind about the faces. No, people were looking at the individual. Are you going to help our constituency? Will you develop it? Will you take it to another level? And of course that has affected or has impacted on the results we are receiving.
Yeah, true. We have seen in some constituencies where, especially when you compare NUP and NRM, you have seen an MP for NUP has won in that polling station, but the NUP president has lost in the station, which means that people of NUP who voted for the MP likely also voted for NRM. Now that means that people were not only looking at the bars or the colors, but they were looking at the individual.
That's why I keep on saying that this election was very special for Ugandans, because it has been the slogan going on. This time around, we are not going to elect for storm. We want people that are going to serve us. And they would clearly tell some candidates, last time we didn't even know what we are voting. But, I'm telling you. And you will find that those candidates have been voted out.
Sure.
You know.
So we are going for a break, and when we come back, we'll get a report from our country to update us on what is happening outside there, so that Ugandans are kept informed. And of course, that is what UBC definitely does, and does better so. So shortly. Welcome back from that short break, and before we went for the break, we had promised that we are going to have a report from our country, and Robert Onyango, UBC Robert Onyango, is currently in Mbarara and is following the election issues there, has been there at least as soon as the tallying started, and is going to be updating us on what is happening in Mbarara now. Robert, are you able to get to us?
Well, good morning, James. Good morning, Mr. Dean. Good morning, Big Sam. We are very live and you are very loud. Here in Mbarara, UBC has been the eye-catching station of every voter, every Ugandan. Yeah. They are watching UBC from morning up to the
The big network.
Up to morning, I think, because they will be on UBC until they get the final results. So you guys, Uganda, all eyes is on you, and we want to appreciate the good work. You have left your comfortable beds, your good houses, but only to do one job of informing our country. So we have been fine the entire day in Barra, and I guess all things will move on like this until the end of the cycle.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
we are here to burn the midnight candle. So can you bring us up to speed about what is now happening in Mbarara?
Yes, Mbarara has been quiet, cool, and it has been business as usual the entire day. People are doing their businesses, of course, after voting. The people at the TVs, they listen to radios, but business is going on in the other way, though there is strict monitoring of security agencies, but there is no any specific incident I can quote you that it has happened around Mbarara. So I guess the situation is still very calm and we shall go like this. But in terms of the voter turn-up, the voting results, of course, entire day we have been receiving results. And what I can share with you, before we even head to Mbarara, I've seen and I'm aware that General retired General Jim Muhwezi from Rukungiri has managed to secure his slot as the Member of Parliament for Bujumbura. But then the exciting and most good news from Rukungiri is that Honorable now retired General Henry Tumukunde has taken the slot for Rukungiri municipality after garnering 7,115 votes. So he's just ironing his suit so that come the day for swearing in, he will be marching back to Parliament. We know he has been there as a minister, but now this time round, he's going to enter the August House as a Member of Parliament to represent the good people of Rukungiri municipality. So back to here in Mbarara, it has been a very exciting day. It has been a very, a lot of wonders have happened in Mbarara. If we go straight to the slot for district member of parliament in Mbarara, I can tell you that the Electoral Commission returning officer, that is Mrs. Violet Tuhura, has in the day declared, let's start from Mbarara City South. The incumbent member of parliament, it is bad news for him after being pronounced by the new political entrant, and this time round the NRM flag bearer, that is the Mwine Mpaka is the incumbent. He has lost that seat because he lost the NRM primaries and pushed ahead as an independent, but of course he has now lost another attempt, and this time round he was defeated by Norman Vincent Mugara, who was the NRM official flag bearer, and he garnered 26,399 votes. Then the Alliance for National Transformation came in there with a few votes, that is almost 441. Bright Muhumuza of NUP secured 500 and 324 votes, but of course they were not enough to give him victory, as well as Moses Mwewesa, who received 703 votes. So Mwine Mpaka has retained that position. Let me just make this clear. The incumbent member of parliament for Mbarara City South, Mwine Mpaka, has retained that position. I had just mixed up a few details here. Okay. He secured 26,399 votes. Where the incumbent has lost, done a mismatch, is the Mbarara City North, where the NRM flag bearer, that is Christopher Bakashaba, has been declared in the evening as the official winner of that poll after garnering 5,478 votes, defeating the incumbent Dr. Robert Rukari Mwesigwa. Mwesigwa also contested in the NRM primaries and things went the way we also, but he tried to give it another attempt, but by bad luck, I don't know if there is bad luck. The second attempt has not also worked in his favor. Although it was a very tight race because he managed securing 4,802 votes, but they were not enough to hand him back to Parliament. So he has automatically missed out on going back to Kampala to represent the people of Mbarara City North.
Yeah.
We'll go to we will head to the Mbarara City Woman Member of Parliament position also has been secured by a newcomer. The incumbent, who is Honorable Atukwasa Rita, also lost that vote, but though she tried, because you look at the margin of the victory and the second runners up, because the winner, that is Honorable Charity Chibaju Komuhanda, garnered 23,413 votes, and Honorable Rita Atukwasa, the incumbent, who also decided after losing out the flag to come and test the waters, garnered 22,526 votes. I repeat, the incumbent garnered 22,526, but the winner of the slot, who is the interim flag bearer, got 23,413. For those who are quick at doing mathematics, you can look at the margin where the incumbent has lost that seat to the new entrant, who is also an interim.
Less than 100 votes.
Almost less than 100 votes. It's very, very painful, I think. That's why at times we hear that someone is bedridden, has been hospitalized, because you might look at this was very easy, this was possible. But of course, victory comes even when you have lost by one vote. The winner will automatically be declared.
Yeah, sure.
Then, just for emphasis, in Mbarara City, the president, who happens to be the flag bearer of the NRM party, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, garnered 45,000 votes, 215. I repeat, 45,215. Then Robert Kyagulanyi, who happens to be closing up of NUP, came in the second position with 9,958 votes. If you look at the 45,215 of candidate Museveni, then Kyagulanyi, who is in the second position, got 9,958 votes. Of course, the mathematics there speaks for itself. Then Mugisha Muntu of ANT got 1,445. It's not bad. I don't know if he's happy or surprised about the results, but that's what the voters of Mbarara City, I think, in their own understanding, thought it deserves to go to General Mugisha Muntu. But earlier on, when we were speaking with the returning officer for Mbarara City, she did emphasize and also clear this to the general public that the voting in Mbarara was entirely peaceful. There were no incidents reported apart from the failures of the voter verification biometric kits, but there is no any incident which at least can be counted on the voting day to have tampered with the voting. But then, Mr. James, before we just cross over, I have been following that debate there with Mr. Dina and the Big Sam. There's something the candidates and the Electoral Commission must think about in future.
Sure.
It is about the process which leads us to the voting. If we don't iron out that, we shall have these discussions. Why this time the turn up of voters is smaller than what we had last time? Because the process, like you alluded, some voters who were saying we were waiting for facilitation, it is really absurd. If we still have voters who are going to keep at their doorsteps, in their beds, waiting for candidates so and so to call them to say, hello, Mr. Dean, where are you? What is your zone? Are you prepared? I'm picking you. Then these people have not yet seen the value of voting.
Sure.
You look at the campaign process. What message are the candidates giving to the voters? Which will compel them? Which will appeal to them really under any other circumstance to wake up and go to the voting station at the polling center and cast their votes? Irregardless, we have seen President Museveni campaigning in the rain, under very hot sunshine. Do the voters really understand that they have to go through a lot of labor to go and vote for who will lead them in the next 5 years? Then it is a process. Some people yesterday were away. A voter turns up, he or she was not sure whether he was even registered. What kind of people are we having? But the voter exercise, it must be a process which we must all bring people on board, show them the clear path that indeed if you wake up and go and vote for a better leader, this is what you will take home. Don't look about the bread and the soap. Don't look about this. Look at the few provisional results the Electoral Commission has given us for presidency. If you tally the number of invalid votes and spoiled votes, it can be a good starting point for the 4 candidates. Honorable Munyagwa, Honorable Mavirizi, Honorable Kasibante. Imagine invalid and spoiled votes are a good number to walk away with. They can even put Mugisha Muntu somewhere. And simply because the candidates, what was their message? You find a voter who is supporting NRM, you ask him, can you give me a breakdown of the NRM manifesto? He starts now scratching his head. If really the voters know nothing about our parties, how do we expect them to vote for us? I think we need in the future to go and ask ourselves these questions. If we don't, we'll keep on having the same discussions. This time the voting, people came, people didn't vote. If we are telling people you start the polling station, someone is saying you vote and go away. These are minors. Really, these people know what they are going to vote for. How important is this one vote they are holding as individuals?
Exactly. Now, Onyango, the other thing also, maybe for the benefit of our viewers, can you quickly paint us the picture, the mood in Mbarara after those the announcements of people who have won and those who have lost, especially at the parliamentary level?
Well, Mbarara has been a very busy day throughout the entire day, up to even Kiruhura, this side of Shema. We have been in touch with those who have already been declared victorious. They have been celebrating, and I think these celebrations will go on until tomorrow, until they catch up with the presidential results. So those camps who have secured the victory, they're up in, they're preparing, they're calling their tailors, they're calling their housemaids to prepare food at home. Someone was telling us, I'm just for these remaining days making my home a restaurant where people will move in, eat, drink wine, and put the sound system. So it is very exciting to those who have gotten the victory. But of course, for those who have not been in position to, I'm not saying who have lost, but who didn't convince well the voters, of course, they are somewhere also just trying to nurse their wounds, and automatically, if in the future they can recollect themselves and count it as a loss, and then life moves on.
Next time, better.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Onyango, for that update. And it's very interesting that things are turning out in the countryside. A lot is happening. As gentlemen, you have heard that this excitement has also come with a number of surprises, and we are seeing a number of incumbents losing to the newcomers. But we also seeing some of the places where the race is still tight, and up to now the results are still being watched. And we also have had issues of irregularities, and of course we'll, I think by tomorrow be knowing in which areas where we'll have some of the elections that have been maybe disqualified or suspended. But today, earlier on, our colleague Timothy Nyangweso was sitting down with the NRM Secretary General, and they were about this again, the trends of voting, and he put a number of questions to the Secretary General to explain what is happening, how are things happening. We're talking about voter education, about all these things. And let's hear what the discussion was between Bwana Nyangweso and the Secretary General of the NRM, Bwana Nyangweso and Mr. Tadong had a very nice discussion. Let's also follow it.
Welcome back to the National Tally Center here in Lubowa, where the Electoral Commission is doing the tallying of both the presidential and the parliamentary elections that are happening and ongoing. We have had about 4 sessions with the chairperson of the Electoral Commission giving us exactly what's happening there. But right now I've been joined for an exclusive with the Right Honorable Richard Tudong, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, we are excited. Good evening and congratulations to the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Congratulations to NRM Party and congratulations to Ugandans.
Your overview of both your campaigns but also how you've got here, is this the result you expected?
Definitely we expected this even before we got nominated, because we knew elections do come after every 5 years. So as an organization, you have to prepare that within this period, we shall be having election. And so you plan yourself through. And I'm sure you have seen that because we planned this earlier on, it was easier for us to manage the campaigns and to manage the process up to where we have reached. We started this by confirming and updating our members' register, because that was a very key thing to us. We needed to know who our members are, where they are they voters or they are not. When we did all that and we validated our record, we were now ready for the campaigns. And again, the next thing was our presidential candidate was demanded for by party members. That means the party itself had total confidence in the candidate, and they asked him to offer himself to run. Now the third one is the party organized itself in a way that the structures were involved in the campaigns. Every leader of the party got involved in this campaign. And so it became smooth for us to run through. And it was just a roller coaster, one after another. We're moving on so well with the campaigns, and up to where we are, we're just waiting for the declaration of our results.
Right, Honorable Tudong, when you look at this election, anything that is there for you to take home as a national resistance movement, but also the incidents that happened, you have heard of them. What do you think about them, and what do you think about this election process this time around?
Yes, unlike the past, this has been a little more smooth and peaceful with those few incidents that happened. We know as a party that we still have a lot of work to do with the young people. We still have a lot of work to do in urban areas because as you see the results that have been coming, we won everywhere in this country with the exception of a few places in the central region. Now, for some people might not be able to understand, the central region is like a magnet that has pulled people from all over Uganda, because our GDP, close to about 60% of the GDP of the country, is produced from the center here. And so this brings on board so many people who are coming to look for jobs or look for opportunities. And so the population mix in the center can blind you to think that this is a demonstration against the party or the party is not popular. But no, to us we believe these are a reflection of social pressures that these people find in the urban areas. And therefore, their support to the party or lack of it are not ideological. They are just based on the social pressure and the conditions they face at a particular moment. And therefore, if we focus at fixing this, I am 100% sure that our performance will improve in these urban areas.
What is it about the national resistance message that resonated with the people, that the numbers begin to reflect that? What was that about your message?
The president is always a teacher. You know, when you're a good teacher, your teaching plans are always very clear. And when he starts to speak and you're a good student, you'll know, because he keeps reminding you of where you have come from, where you have reached, where you're going, and how you should go to where you want to go. And so he spoke about peace and security as a foundation to everything we are doing. And definitely the people of Uganda know that there is no another leader or party that can handle the issue of peace and security better than NRM and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Two, he spoke about development with its social and economic elements: roads, electricity, schools, health centers, water, all that, which are already there, the development infrastructures. Then now the third, he spoke about the people. We have peace and security, we have these socio-economic development infrastructures in place, but the people are not hooked to these projects. How do we get the people to benefit from these advantages that we have? And that is why you speak about household income, household poverty, making sure every household is productive, to the extent that they even went with the videos showing around who has done what in this area. Now, to me, that was the masterpiece of this campaign. Bringing the wananchi, the voter, to understand that they have a lot to play in order to fight poverty in their households. It is not only government. Government will give you the enabling environment, but you as an individual, you have a lot of work to do to fight poverty in your household. So this message went around so well, and people received them, and it became a plus for us. Yeah.
I know you must have had a really hectic schedule, but my last question to you, Right Honorable Todang, is you are the leading party, the biggest, as you call it, the mass party. How do you galvanize this country to pull together, especially to ensure that the households you're looking at, the individuals, are got out of poverty?
We have been doing this through our preachings that focus at the mass line. The mass line means that we concentrate on things that unite the population, not things that divide the population. And all this infrastructure development we are talking about are things that unite the people, and just to empower them to be productive. Once you have what you're producing, and you know what you take to the market, your relationship with your neighbor will be product-market relationship. It's not about religion, not about tribe, but it will be about product. I produce soybeans, somebody else is buying my soybeans. So it is in my interest that the buyer of my soybean is peaceful, so that I earn. That is the kind of relationship we are preaching in Uganda. And it has worked up so well, to the extent that when government was doing rationalization of agents, I don't know whether you recall, that you could see the debate in Uganda moving sub-region by sub-region, where sub-regions are protecting products. To me, that was lovely. And I challenge my people of the north that Buganda is speaking about coffee and matoke, Toro is speaking about tea, Ankole is speaking about dairy products, Busoga is speaking about sugarcane. What are we speaking about in the north? From Teso up to West Nile, what do we have for the market? We have advantage of cereal production. We need to improve our cereal production. And so this is about leadership. What can the leaders do? Lango sub-region, for example, is like the hub of cereal processing. But what is West Nile bringing on board? What is Karamoja bringing on board? What is Teso bringing on board? Yes, fruit factory, fruit farming and all that in Teso, but we need to improve them, to boost them. And so when we start zoning this country into product lines, you'll see how beautiful Uganda will be.
Right Honorable, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. That was the Right Honorable Richard Tudong, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, especially giving his flowers on what their master plan has produced, especially with the results that are going to be announced in a few minutes by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. In a short while, he'll be joining us here to give us the last session for tonight about the results, so we'll be leaving it to that.
Thank you so much, Timothy, for that update, and with the Secretary General of they call it the mass party, the mass NRM party, and Mr. Richard Tadrong, the Secretary General. Now, gentlemen, we have heard from this discussion, is both from Onyango in Imbarala and from Timothy here with the Secretary General. Now, there are also issues that come up, especially when it comes to this, the voting trends. Like I said, some people waiting to be taken for voting, which sometimes is the candidates themselves, because, like I said, how many voters are going to turn out to vote will depend on how the candidates conduct themselves. Because then the voter will say, my vote must be counted. But if the voters are the type that who will say, you wait, and I have also seen it in one of the elections, the opponent sent a rumor, a message to the village, said, you people, our people, wait until we bring you the money so that you can. But he was now sending a message to the rival camp. So tell our people to wait until we shall bring them money so that they can go and vote. And these old men and women sat waiting, and they got annoyed and they didn't vote. So some of the things happens. But when you look at the trends again, which I also agree with the Secretary General, who is saying that NRM won almost everywhere, because NRM has structures in every village, and that enables it to reach people in all the villages, which is not the case with these other parties. And some of them don't even have district officers when they were competing. For me, I think that is where now the problem starts from. But back to Onyango's take in Mbarara. You guys, what did you gather from there?
I think we actually almost tackled this yesterday.
Yeah.
We threw more light on the biggest problem here is what is the job description of the office that someone is going to occupy.
Sure.
Because if that is known, that in this office we need a cleaner who is going to clean like this and this for these 5 years, then there is no expectation of someone saying, give me transport to come and vote for you. Because now they know the clear guidelines. But because even the audience at home, the wananchis know that these guys are just going there to pay their bills, to get access to a better passport, to have access to go to other countries, have more investment. That's why they ask for transport. That's why they ask, give me something to vote for you. You understand? Because the people in parliament, they don't show why they're in parliament. So for me, you asked a question yesterday, what do we expect from this parliament around this time? We want a proper guideline of what is the role of a parliamentarian. And maybe next round, people will not, it should be a personal thing that everybody should know. You understand?
Because not many people will be speaking, and the parliamentarians themselves who are supposed to popularize that,
yes,
will not be speaking like Lucy used to speak. That for me, my job is not to do with your roads. I think to some extent that the population has gotten to a level of used to being told things. There was a part of it.
Just to chip in and to add on what my brother Big Sam has just said, the issue is we all have to accept that our democracy is still work in progress. There are some positives that have been registered. We are somewhere, and we are still seeing some holes that actually need to be filled. And one of the holes is the packaging of our civic education, which will bring in the awareness and sensitization of which candidate should be given what, and what are the duties of that candidate for the 5-year term. I'm telling you, there are people, if you sat down, and even those who have gone to school, and ask them what are the duties of the member of a parliament, the LC5 chairperson, and the RDC, they will give you the same roles. Those three. See? And that is an issue of knowing who is supposed to do what and who is supposed to leave what. So we still have those gaps. Remember, the LC5 chairperson and the MP, are voted. The RDC is appointed, but the rules and the clear guidelines are not known.
That's right.
Obscured in the eyes of the citizens of this country. Most citizens of this country, not all of, not the majority. But a habit translates into a tradition and culture. We are used to campaigns where people are given goodies so that people buy votes. And I'm happy that for starters, we have one man in the names of Luzi, yes, who has started the journey of changing that line. I don't need to give you anything, but all I can promise you is if you vote me in, I'll do you A, B, C, and D. Yes, he may not have won the vote, but he garnered a lot of votes from the way he was campaigning.
Yes.
And for those who want to follow genuineness, not the clout of I'll give you A, B, C, and D, I'll get you heaven on earth, we're saying now this is the right man.
Exactly.
And if we go by that, if we can get 100 loses, this country will be very different, and also the people who will be voted into office will be a very different breed.
Yes, the chairman when you are campaigning, for example, to be the chairman in that area, what were you guys promising, for example?
Well, there comes some circumstance that you do things because that's what people expect.
Exactly, because it's culture.
And when you don't do it, trust me, you will not go through.
You won't get the vote.
And you just have to, okay. Someone asked me, do I have to go and bury everybody for you to understand that I am resourceful to this community?
You're not a priest.
I mean, really. And that's why I'm telling you, almost 80% of everybody that goes to parliament, they own a funeral home somewhere. Somehow, somewhere, they are supposed to be having an ambulance that will take the dead. There is something. That's what everybody expects. You know, when you want to become a member of parliament or a chairman at the village level, then you must have a small sound system there that you can give everybody who has lost someone and a tent. And then that is a good requirement.
You have to buy chairs for the weddings.
For you to become a leader in the community. And trust me, because of how the community has been channeled, even you genuinely, when you come up, you find another resistance. You know, so you find yourself doing exactly what they're asking for. I'm telling you, tugulire wano omwenge. No, I'm not.
I'm a pastor.
And when you say that, no, I cannot. You go. Seriously, the country has been corrupted by wrong people who have gotten everybody to believe that you can only do this way in order to get there. And if it starts, I agree with Luzi. Luzi has got his own problems as well, you know. But I just love the way he comes out boldly.
Exactly.
To say it the way it is. But maybe also Ugandans have gotten, I've grown up in this country, and I have seen some of the ways people say yes to mean no. And they say no to mean yes. So maybe when you come out straight, people will then shun away from you. One guy came here and said, the negative, I want to get into parliament so that I can eat. Can you believe that person went through? But someone who says, I want to get to parliament. So
to eat. Also.
It's so funny. And definitely to answer you from the start is, well, I went through as chairman, but there are some things that I was actually forced by the community where I live to do because that's what they wanted.
That were not part of your manifesto.
That were not part of whatever that I'm interested in. That's why I'm speaking against it. Because then it leads someone to lie to you, and when they get into that office, they'll have to get back whatever they have put in order that they can now serve.
Yeah, but I think it is also a two-way. At least for you, being a chairman of Kajansi, you are always in Kajansi, and people can always come to you whenever they have issues. But the issue, when it comes to Parliament, for example, you find that a person now that they have won will disappear for the next 3 or 4 years. You don't see the guy. He does not even come to meet the people. Even some of them will be, the kind ones will be going to do what they call Thanksgiving, to thank the voters and also thank God for that they went through. But some of them will not. So the 3rd year ends, the 4th year, because there's a 5th year, you come back to begin talking to a few people, go to a few churches. And the people are saying no, because last time we gave you, you went and ate. This time you also have to also give us before. But I'm sure if you are able to be with these people in their thick and thin, even your budget for the next campaign might be lower.
That's true.
Because they understand you, you are always with them, and you have their problems. But of course, also the other thing that Dean is raising that needs to be done at whichever level, that there must be clear demarcation so that the population understands that we are putting this man in the office of a chairman of LC5, and this is what we expect from him. And we're putting this woman in parliament, and we expect him or her to be able to do this. Because, for example, MPs, you have an MP of a smaller constituency, you have a chairman of the whole district, which has about 5-6 constituencies, but you also have a woman MP for the 6 constituencies. Now, what do you, unless you know the demarcations of who is supposed to do what. You lump up these people and expect them to do roads, to do schools, to do hospitals, all those good things that you have heard about.
Brother James, if we don't go back to the original ethics, we are going to have political prostitutes. These are people that don't stay in that particular area. They live somewhere else, but they find a loophole that I can win an election in that region, and they will come and rent a property there, and they win an election. But they stay somewhere else.
Yeah,
they will keep staying wherever they stay. If we don't go back to that original ethic of where this whole thing started, Mayumba Kumi must be a stakeholder in that particular area. That's how we used to vote. Omukulu w'ekyalo, omukulembeze ku kyalo must be a stakeholder right there. He must have a home there, must have business there. Even if they have 5 women, they must be there. Yes. And that shows that you're a stakeholder, the development. Now, that person who is there, the welfare of everybody who is in that village concerns them. But these are political prostitutes. They move from one, they win, they lose an election in this area,
run to another,
and tomorrow
you find them in another place.
And I'll give you an example. In this election, one of them has just gone through. One of them, I don't know if I can mention it, but
you better don't.
They lost an election in one area, and today they have won in another one.
No, for me, let me give you a good one. There is one who was not known anywhere in that place, but she did come, and she hired a father say, now you are my father.
Can you imagine?
And
to an extent of hiring.
And hired a father, and then she went and got nominated. There were people, even that information, the issue came up to the Secretary General, to the Electoral Commission of the NRM. And they said, but she has already now been put on our register, she can contest. And so then she contested. But where is this one coming from? Which school did she go to? Who? And now, eventually, I'm told she lost in the election. But we were like, supposing she went through, where were these people going to find her if they wanted to talk to her? Now, like you are saying, I can sit here in Kampala and do my calculations. I think this place has a weaker candidate.
Yes.
If I go there, I'll be able to
manipulate
knock. Yes, and go through. And if I go through, am I going to go back again? I'll be in Kampala, earn my money, and then next time maybe even not go back. Or by the time I go back, I'll have more money. I can even, if someone can pay for a parent, I can pay for something else.
I love comedy. There is a clip that I have seen that one MP who got through went and did his own things. Now, on the last year, he came back. And when he came back, he's asking people, is this where our constituency is? And
he's not even sure of the demarcation.
The constituent is the other side. He's not even sure. But it's because of how he was voted into power. We vote people because of cheap popularity, cheap things here. And we forget that we are the ones that are going to live there for the rest of our life.
Yeah, because like you said, besides the roles, we also don't look at that as stakeholders ourselves. Maybe your recommendations that the next time when a person goes for nomination should be bearing a letter from the letter of residence.
Why not? Why not? Why not? In the US, when you want to become a president or a leader, a councillor, we had one Ugandan actually that was a councillor in California. You bring a letter from LPD that certifies that you came from, you are actually, and you've lived there for this long.
Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot
issues of attachment.
Yes.
You cannot.
So Ndukudin, now when you look at this, you are talking about about Lucy because we'll be referring to him again and again because he raises a number of issues as a candidate. And many people maybe didn't like him, but have also seen from the results that many people actually supported that kind of. Do you think this boldness can help us maybe move away from the current situation we are in?
It can. Why? Because we've had familiar situations, not necessarily the boldness, but if you take a look at what has transpired, more so in electing members of parliament, the twist was, if you look at the 6th parliament, the 5th parliament of this country, you will find that you had so many of the elite lot, high elite top, as compared to what you have today. But what happened? The trends changed. People started advocating for guys who have not gone so far in terms of books. And these have been getting elected and taking up seats for parliament. So I have belief that it is normally one person that lights off or tricks off sparks of something, and then the rest of the guys will follow.
Yeah, sure.
So today we may have one Lucy. The next election you may have several of them advocating for, I'm not paying you. You actually should pay me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. And Dean, Lucy, this is not his first time to contest. He has contested before and failed. And he has promised people stuff and whatever, and he failed. Now, I think he has looked at what he has done before. Now he comes back and says,
"There must be something new."
Yes.
Okay, but let's look at how the voting in Kampala went, and we shall see how this guy Eluzi also performed, because we will have this declarations for Kampala Central, where he participated alongside Minister Kabanda and Rubongoya. I think we have it.
We had quite a number that were nominated, and thank you for keeping the peace during that time of campaign. This is how the results were scored. I, Asacha Rashid, being the returning officer for Kampala Electoral District, having added the number of votes cast as recorded on each declaration of results form in accordance with Section 77, subsection 1 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, declared that the total number of valid votes cast for candidates are as follows. Agava Muzora, the party is anti, is scored 182. David Ruiz Rubongoya, nope, is scored 18,242. Kavanda Misa Nabengo, NRM. She scored 22. Hello? Hello? She scored 22,332. Karuhanga Rina, independent, scored 124. Kasozi Abdul Wahab, Jema, scored 48. Kiua Ronald, independent, scored 122. Kushava Susan, independent, scored 628. Rosie Abraham, independent, is scored 4,973. Ruanga Alan, independent, scored 179. Minawa Farouk, FDC, is scored 143. Muhanji Moses Kapere, independent, is scored 1,981. Nakuya Aida, the party is Democratic Front, she scored 344. Natuherwa Fiona Destiny, independent, she scored 91. Tamale Idiwaswa, independent, scored 58. Walangirira Abdallah, People's Front for Freedom is scored 94. Sorry, is scored 74. 74. I repeated that one. The total number of valid votes cast for candidates, 49,538. Total number of rejected invalid ballot paper, 1,330. Total number of ballot papers counted, 50,868. The total number of spoiled ballot papers, 418. Are we there? Accordingly, as returning officer for Kampala Electoral District, and in accordance with Section 77, subsection 1 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, Cap 177, I declare Kabanda Misa Nabengo declare Kabanda Misa Nabengo, who has obtained the largest number of votes, to be the elected candidate for Kampala Central Division Constituency, Kampala District. We wish you well.
Yagala kusooka kwebaza bannakampala abataddemu obwesige akalute kabadde kangu naye nga nkayiseemu bulungi era nebaza Mukama akampisizaamu singa simaanyi ga Mukama saali kayiseemu. Kampala Central munene ekyokuyima evuganya n'abantu abanene nga Secretary General Nuupu mbadde evuganya n'abantu abalala bangi nnyo nga banene era ng'ebibiina bye babateekamu obwesige. Tubadde 16 ne bannondamu nga nsobodde okuba nga mpangudde Kampala Central Division nga MP waabwe era nga nkakasa nti bannakampala ngenda bakule kana akalulusi kange kabannakampala kuno obuwanguzi si bwange bwa bannakampala era nsuubira nti bannakampala ngenda bakolera bulungi nnyo ngenda bawa service gye bateekeddwa okubeera ngenda bateesa mu Parliament nga ntwala ebirowoozo byabwe mu Parliament n'okudda mu community ndi munnakampala gye baagala mbimanyi era mmanyi nja kusobola okubikolako nga bwe beetaaga.
okuvuganya naye David Lewis Mboya
Yes.
yavudde wano ng'agamba akalulu tekabadde kamazima n'obwenkanya era ng'agamba ne bw'oba gwe wangudde akalulu si kamazima okyogerako ki
nze sibolaga nti si kamazima kubanga nayise mu procedure zonna eziteekeddwa okukola after nomination twatandika campaigns era n'entambula kyalo ku kyalo n'enkola meetings zaabwe ne meetinga different categories of people nze ate simulanko ng'ayiseyo olukiiko